distance is the distance for the basically the stuff. Although I say here this one more like a meaning, more like a substance bar, but indeed this is also stuff. This is also stuff. But to be honest, I believe stuff you can look through the straight away, look into the middle. You don't have to turn degree. So that's really I assume is a substance bar. But anyway, this you can indeed you can have a combination as well. You can bring two tools. One is label over there together with your substance, but there is no harm. You can one person can bring two things over there as well. All right. So SM is a reading from this machine. This machine read through this stuff, and the reading is over here. So this is the reading of this stuff. This is a reading of this stuff. This one. Okay, and I record it. This we call SM. So SM basically is the height between B and the middle, the horizontal inclined line of sight. The inclined line of sight. This one. This is the SM. Okay. So now, what's the relation? The relation is you move V. You see, there is a V over here. What's V? V is the hypothetical horizontal line. Hypothetical means this machine doesn't really read through this horizontal line. It's just hypothetically, if he read through this one, this but he didn't. He instead of seeing through this horizontal line, he look at this one straight away. Look at this one straight away. So this is a hypothetical line. There is a hypothetical line over here. This is a horizontal line. So hypothetical one, horizontal one, hypothetical horizontal one. V is the distance between the we call the middle hair. It means you have from this glass. You have a reading over here. If normally is so something look like cross. Double cross over there. You see. So this is a middle. You read through this one middle. See through the reading and record it. So V basically is from this point to this point, but it's not on this machine. This what's recorded on this machine is SM, not V, because the V is a hypothetical one. He didn't read through the horizontal one, so he have no idea. What a V is. So V basically is unknown. You don't know V. From this machine, you don't know anything about V. But you know everything about SM, because SM is on this machine. This one I already know, so there's no problem. You can read through this one. Either is the hair or this one in this point. Look through the reading of this stuff over here. Okay, so what's the next question is then what's V? Since V cannot read through this machine, how am I going to get V? Easy. By what? By trigonometry. You learn trigonometry. So now we can apply the trigonometry again. So look at this triangle. Look at this triangle. Look at this triangle over here. So this triangle basically it is through this one. This is a hypothetical horizontal line, and this one is the middle one for the S. This is the middle one. And of course, this is vertical. We assume the people can stand still without leaning against anything. Okay, so and we also know the angle of this one as well. The angle of this one is theta plus gamma over here. Theta plus gamma. So this line is theta plus gamma. The point of theta gamma. We know this one is not a hypotenuse. So the length of the hypotenuse is how much? The hypotenuse is this is the one D. So now we can get V indeed over here. We can get V over here, the vertical distance. So it turns out what? Turns out horizontal is times cosine, and the vertical one indeed in the D times what? D times sine, right? So horizontal one is the vertical one. Horizontal one is a D over here. Vertical one is this one. So it's a D times sine. Theta plus gamma. Okay, now we get we get what we want, D, V as well. But it's not end of story. V is not what we want. We want HV, not V. Then why don't we still why do we have to calculate V first? Why don't we just calculate HV? So because you don't, there is no way, at least the way I told you, you'll get HV. Otherwise, there is no way. So you know hypothetical, V. So shift this V over here, over this side. That will play the trick. So shift this V. So suppose this V is shift over this side. You get this one. This will be the distance of V. Look at closely. You see, this distance is the distance of this one, or this V. So now we pretty much finished the whole story. What's the whole story? The whole story is left-hand side, HA plus HI plus V equals right-hand side. What is right-hand side? Right-hand side here is SM. SM basically is from the stuff in the bottom of B. Although it being plot over here, it is over here. So it's tier the what? Tier the horizontal side over here. SM. So this is SM. So now equal to this side, SM plus HV. SM is already known from the machine. It's the reading from the machine. This one, the reading. Look through this scale and see how we map on this this one on this stuff. SM plus HV. Done. Because HV is HA plus HI plus V minus SM. Done. This one non calculated, measured. Done. Right. So this is very practical. How to do all this calculation? It looks like it's simple, but it's not simple. It's a little bit complicated. I go through a lot of and still the main one is heavily rely on the information of C, D, and E. So I strongly recommend you guys do the calculation for C, D, and E based on the approach I told you guys, the law of sines and law of cosines, and also some sort of trigonometry. Try to solve it, and also algebra as well, and the Taylor formula. You need some tools to get C, D, and E. But once you run through that one once, you have a very concrete idea how it works. And you get C, D, everything can be easily done. It can be you don't have to go through the author's. For me, it's quite ambiguous. It's an ambiguous description. Okay, now let's come to next one. Next one. Next one is I guess is this one, but I think they're pretty much the same. Let's run through this case. Maybe so. This one is assume what? Assume the subtensor bar is held vertically is a perpendicular to this one, to the perpendicular is a 90 degree over here. Now suppose not. Suppose the guy, your partner, is an older guy. He's drinking. He has a drinking problem. So he can't hold this one vertical one. So he tends to hold it tier to the other side. So this is the bar he holds. So under this circumstance, how are you going to get a correct measurement? Or the same approach. Let's take a look. I think the author divide into two. I think based on our approach, I guess that can be combined into just one. But we have to check again. Run through it quickly and check it again. Okay. So we also have this one, but instead of a vertical one, now we have a tier one. So this one will be the same like this one. Okay, but what differ is now the guy's hands keep on shaking, so he's holding the subtense bar like this one. He's supposed to hold it vertically, but he cannot control his hands. Okay, and this one. So you see through the middle one. You see through the middle one. So this is the middle. Okay, this is the idea. All right. So regarding this problem, yesterday I already showed you guys. There is no difference in calculating C, D, and E. There is no difference. The approach will be the same. Of course, the value differs. So let's assume you already got C, D, and E. Of course, it's not easy. You have to resolve some trigonometry, some work. It takes time. It's not. I don't say it's difficult. I just say it takes time. You have to write programming to program some Taylor formula up to some degree, at least to third degree or fifth degree. That takes time. Otherwise, other things can be easily done. All right. So again, others are the same. This is your gamma. I just want to make sure is the solution pretty much the same, or maybe you will change a little bit. If that is vertical, then D V can be so HV. I don't care about V. We don't care. We care about HV. HV will be that one. I written in the textbook already, so you can take a look in this one written in over here already. So this is the in particular for this kind of case. Different kind of case, you will result to different kind of formula. In this case, this one. In this case in particular, the guys are using subtense bar in principle. Is holding the subtense bar. So yeah, and but since this machine can also read SM, so he saw that he's bringing two tools. One is a subtense bar, the other is a staff, labeling staff. Otherwise, you can't get a SM. Of course, if you say I know I think precisely you need labeling staff to say you get a SM. Otherwise, it's too ambiguous. It's not accurate. All right, let's continue. So now again, you hold the subtense bar. Whether you bring the labeling staff or not, we'll see. But at least you hold the subtense bar in this way. All right. So this is height. You can also get this is A and B over here. So this is B over 2. This one. This is B over 2. Okay. Half. All right, and you can get CDA. Now comes the problem. We want to measure. First thing I want to measure is D, and also want to measure HB, right? The whole two purpose is D and HB. Let's take a look at D first. Where is D in this case? Of course, this is a very kind of like tailor-made. Sort of like design. Of course, it's possible to have this kind of situation, meaning you bring your level over there. You bring your leveling over there. This is your level, your staff, level staff. You have a scale over there to make it look more like a level. Your level staff over here. Bring your level staff over here. And on the other hand, so this is a set vertically. This is already set vertically. So you set this one in the ground. You set the pack in the ground. So these are being set vertically. First, done. Secondly, once it's done, you don't hold it anymore. It's already installed in the ground. So your hands are free. So now use your hand to hold this subtense bar, but put the middle of the subtense bar to stick to the point of this one. This can be done. All I want to say is this can be done. Although it's a bit tailor-made, but this can be done in order to fit this situation. Otherwise, without this one, without bringing the leveling stuff, this cannot be done because this is B. B is over here. How can I be so? How am I so sure this point can be vertical to this one? It's not easy to get to this point. I get to vertical one. So that will be vibrating this case. You look at this one, the middle one. Indeed, is perpendicular to this line, to the ground. You see, it's not. So this is a vertical one. And the middle one go through this vertical one. The middle one go through this one. The middle one. You see, go through B. And of course, it's easy for the computation. If you set like this way, set this one first, and then start to use your tachymeter later. Then you can start to use your tachymeter to look to see to all this speed. Of course, you already have this one. It means that you already set up the tachymeter over here. Tachymeter over here. Instead, over here. And see through the telescope, see through get this one. So, first thing, important one is that this point must be stick to this stuff. Otherwise, you can't have this kind of calculation. Okay. So if you stick this one, everything will become easier. Everything will become easier because what you try to measure, you try to measure the distance between A and B. You want to measure the distance between A and B. This is your D. You try to measure this one, but instead of measuring this one, you move them over here. Move them over here. So now you try to measure is this distance. I can use other line. Is this distance. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. Okay, so distance over here. Assume this point is over here. Stick to this one. Okay, instead of measuring this D, you measure this one. They are the same, but for simple reason, this one can be done. This one can be done. Okay, so this is your D. This is also your D. But in initial question is A and B, the position between A and B. But instead of measure this one, you measure this one, measure this one. And this one can be done because why? Because this level is being set vertically, and this point is on this level. So in some sense, this is vertical. This is a vertical one as well. So this angle, this triangle is a right angle, right triangle. So this is a right triangle. And D, again, D is a hypotenuse. The length hypotenuse is D. So D times what? D times this is also cosine as well. So is any different from this one? It seems not. It seems the same, but it's a particular design. You put a middle point. You bring two tools. You need to bring your leveling stuff, and also your hypotenuse, your subtend spot, and stick them together. And then you can. So this is tailor-made stuff. Then you can easily solve this one. Okay, that's the one. Okay, let's go back. So in this case, this simply D times the angle cosine. Let's look at this one. Cosine. This one will be identical to this formula. Identical to formula. But whether the value is identical, no. Why? Simple reason. Because this CDE is not this CDE. Although I use the same notation, the length of course differ. The length will be different. CD will be different. That's the reason. Even the formula looks like the same, but this D won't be the same like this D. Normally no. At least under very special circumstance, maybe yes, but normally not. So you have to calculate a different CD as well. All right. Okay, so next question. How about HV? Okay, since the formula for D vertical is the same, we might expect under this kind of particular one, this tailor-made approach, where maybe HB, this formula will be the same. And let me write down the HB for the previous one. HA, right down in for comparison. That's it's HA plus HI, the height of point A, the height of the instrument plus the height of V. The height of V means this one, the height of V. And not this case, I mean the previous case. And minus the middle reading SM. This is the formula for this particular case. All right, now come to this one. Want to check whether this formula still works for this one or not. For the horizontal one, it works. So it doesn't matter whether, but there is one condition. You got to make the middle point on top of this level. Otherwise, it doesn't work because you are on the trigonometry. There is a right triangle over here. Otherwise, it doesn't work. We will talk about the case it doesn't work. While we're going to major D. So, but for this case, it can be seen like this. Okay, now let's continue. So, it's better to look at the book again. So H again, in this case, HA, HI over here, no different, right? V over here is a hypothetical height is over here. So you can shift a V over here as well. There's a horizontal line over here till this one. So this is your, so the total length will be this one. Now take a look at this one. Take a look at this one. From this point, from your staff, you can read something called HS. Indeed, previously we used the SM. I think you use is okay. You use SM is okay, but he just want to tell the difference because this one is already tiered. So he just want to let you know. But this one means tiered, but the label one is still okay. This number come from the label, doesn't come from this one. Doesn't come from this one. This is only for the reading the angles. But the distance, the vertical distance, come from the label. You have two tools. One is a label here. So HS basically is our SM, previous one. This is our middle one. As I look at the middle, the intercept. So take a look at this one. This indeed is our SM. You see, it's our SM. But the reason they don't write SM here is because it's been this is been tier. The previous one was a vertical one. Anyway, the idea is the same. I will just write down HS. Or if you like, you can even write down HSM. I don't see the harm. I think because they are the same. It's just a reading. It's just a reading from the stuff. From this stuff there. Of course, it's a reading from this machine. This one machine will tell you the reading on this stuff. So this indeed it can change to SM. There is no problem. You can just for the timing, we can just change it to SM. You don't have to tell the difference. All right. So what does it mean? It means, what is V? V is the same. V will be the same like the previous one. It's D times cosine this one. So V will be the same. And others are the same. So what I mean? It means HB is the same. So this formula for this one as well. So these two formula works for both of them. Let me take one picture of that, and then we can have some information on this. Because this is easy gang. I see some. I wrote something over here. And then it's gone already. So this is not stable. Because all right. So let me make a copy over here for our future reference. This is a very practical one. You'll be facing this kind of problem once you come to the real industry, and they'll ask you to do all these kind of measurement. Remember, it's the same. Pretty much the same. Okay. Now come to next one. It will become much more complicated. Next one is even more complicated. But before that, let's pause for a while to think about one problem. What if I don't put the point at this point to the vertical one? Is it possible I still find out D and HB? Of course, in this case, I will deliberately put the middle point on top of this stuff. Then everything become easier. You can easily get this one. Now, of course, this is not part of the book. We are just in reality. This is possible. Stick to this one. Okay, is that possible? Or you forget to bring your stuff, your leveling stuff. You only bring your substance bar. Then in this case, is that possible? I still do all the measurement. We can think about it. We can think about it. So now you get rid of this D. You get rid of this leveling bar. You have no idea where the bottom of B. No, absolutely no idea. You can measure that. You can measure then over there. So without bringing this leveling bar, you only bring this substance bar. In my opinion, it doesn't work. There is a error. There is an error because you can't point always. You don't know exactly which point is pointing to B. We need to know. At least we need to know which point is pointing to B. But since you don't have this one, and then a makeshift is you bring you find out some tweak, some tweak, but you still cause some mistake. So it seems this one is needed. This one needed. Another one is you can measure, let's say some wall, or there's a wall or something, some vertical object there over there, and then you can measure that one. Pick out some easier target to do the measure. That's also possible. But in general, you need this leveling stuff in order to get a vertical distance. You can't just bring a substance bar. You can easily tell if you only have substance bar, it seems that it doesn't work. You have no idea the vertical bit. How can you get the D? It seems that there is no way. But you can still get CTE, no problem. If you have a substance bar, you can get CTE. It's independent from the leveling, from the tachometer with a substance bar. This information can be obtained without leveling bar. But in order to know exactly the position of B, you need this one. Otherwise, pretty much you have no idea how to get a distance between D. Because you want to know the distance to A and B, you got to know where is B, right? Otherwise, how can you calculate D? All right, just to let you know, it's just a pause. Why? It seems that we really need most of them. I make it much more. It doesn't care. It just write some looks like a picture there. It doesn't tell you anything. But in practical, you got to think about how it works in practical. It works like you have to bring both of the tools. Okay, let's continue. It become harder now. The last one is even much more challenging. One. This time, this is the stuff. So this guy is really drunk. He can't hold this one vertical. So even the staff being held in a slope. There is a slope here. But the purpose for the author to write this one is he want to do some. Suppose this is the case. How are we going to do some correction? But instead of running the correction, we want to get straight away the distance. What's the distance? Okay. Look at this one. This is the when the staff is tiered, you'll be this one, right? So if this staff is not tiered, that one will be this one. Reading will be here. So if you put this one to a vertical position, this one to a vertical position, presumably it will be look like this one. of course, it's like a radius as usually this point usually will be this point. Is that that high? Maybe not that high. Maybe it is sensible. It's erasable in this PDF file is erasable. The other one is you can erase it, so it's easier. Okay, so without tilting, this point is supposed to be here. So what happened now? What happened now is you overestimate. The height. Suppose you want to measure the height between this one and over here, the B over here, or you want to measure the horizontal distance. You overestimate this one because suppose the real reading, if you read this one, the real reading might be over here. Now instead of read through over here, you read through over here. So you overestimate. So they also told you how to do the correction. And in order to get the correct this one. But we don't follow that approach. You can see, you can look at through all this stuff. I doubt you can understand his writing. Because he didn't explain anything. So you can try. So now comes to our approach. Use our approach. Probably is easier, much more consistent. Okay. So approach is the same, but it's you have to draw a picture this time because this time is okay. Take a look at this one. All right. So again, you have a line over here. Okay. This one will see through this one. This is a line. This line over here, and you also have a line over here. Okay, so and the middle one is seen through this one, right? So you can assume this is your index over here. You cannot assume it's already over here. So when you see through this one, you see the reading over here, because it's only here. So although this leveling bar being tiered, but the slanted bar is still have a reading over here, so you can still read something over here. Over here you can still see some reading over here as well. You can see through this one. You have a reading on the stop itself, so you see some reading. Okay, so maybe let me draw it much more precisely. Okay, so this line over here, till P is over here. We have to hurry up, otherwise we pretty much run out of time again. And this line is over here. Make it look more like. Okay, and this one Q. This point is Q. This is P, this is Q, P over here, Q. You will get information from reading from this. The telescope will see the reading over here and here again. Okay, so now we put a line, connect this line, connect this one. And this line is the tiered leveling tier this line. Okay, now you also see through the middle point. See through the middle point over here. Indeed, you don't need to see through the middle point. Why? Because this is leveling stuff. The reason we see through the middle point for the subtensor is because scale. But there is scale on this one. You can already between this distance and the other distance. always get look into middle one. But indeed, you don't have to. You can see whatever you like, whatever point you like. So let's see. Let's still assume you see through the middle point. Okay. To make life easier. When you know the angle of this one, you know the angle. Your level start when tiered. Tier one where one B. It's supposed to push straight like this one, but unfortunately, the guy is drunk, so he can't hold it. So he hold the 11 stop in this way. So 11 stop in tier in this way. But the hypothetical is supposed to be over here. So let's draw the hypothetical one. This is a hypothetical stuff. Okay, this is a hypothetical stuff over here. All right. Now, come to the next one. You know the CD, you know this one, you know everything. Then come to the next one. We gradually will see the solution. Elongate this bit. You elongate this bit. The reason you will see soon. You elongate this bit. And do we need to elongate other bit or not? I think in this book, the author calculate MN. M is over here, N pretty much over here. N. He calculated M and N over here, the vertical. But my purpose is to calculate D and the HB. So now you from this one, obviously you can see HB. There is no HB. So let me do this way. So I think this is a different purpose now. Because the author try to focus on how to, if you have the tier angle, if you have data, how to do the correction. That's not our main purpose. We don't care about the correction. If we can get the right one, our purpose, that's the main one. So we still focus on what? With this 11 star being tiered, is it possible I still get the correct the distance between A and B? Horizontal one, of course, we are talking about horizontal one. So horizontal one will be, you have to assume A, the hypothetical one, A is over here. And B, of course, is here. So B is here. So this is all, this is our distance D. Based on, if your eye is Good, you can see B is over here. B is over here, right? Between T from here. Where is A? A is over here, pretty much. A is over here. Based on this tier one, is it possible I still know the exactly the number of D? That's the one question. That's sense. Although the original hypothetical being tiered, but the distance is a real one. What do I mean? I mean, if you the reading this one, of course, is being tiered. The reading is being tiered, but the distance itself, the reading from this one minus the reading from this one will still be the true distance. Even it's over here, it still be the same. This will be a true distance. So, you can use this reading to deduct this. It means that the distance to this one can be accurately recorded by this machine, by the tachymeters. No problem. You can record it by this one. So, in some sense, this distance is not, CD is not. So, what we got to know is look at the B. Where is B? B here. If your eyes are good, you can see B is over here. B is over here, right? B is because it means T from here. Where is A? A is over here, pretty much. A is over here. So yes, we pretty much on our time, and so we probably save this. I'll save this one, and we can use next time. Since we spend a lot of time on this practical measuring, because it's very practical. You sometimes you have to tier this one, and based on and this machine use very often tachymeters. So he spent a lot of time on this one. Otherwise, I would prefer to jump to GPS, but GPS one normally you don't use it. Theoretical is important, but normally you don't use GPS. In real life, I use a tachymeter tab more often than GPS. But GPS is very important, so I intend to teach you GPS speed as well. But we have to finish this speed as well. Okay, so we probably leave here. But in order not to forget this speed, I write down then over here in case next time I forget. I want to do this bit. So this is our A. A is over here, but horizontal, the horizontal one, this is your A. This is also your A. A point over here. You can treat A point because we want to measure AB. So this is our D. This is our D. Okay. And based on this moment CD, how can we get D, and also can we get the vertical one, the HB? There is also HB over here. HB over here. HA pretty much. Look at the HA. HA pretty much is the set of the store. So HA pretty much over here. Let's see. Is a HA. Suppose this is your C level. See, mean C level over here. Mean C level. The C level over here. Okay, so I think you might have make it longer. Slightly longer. Okay, and this is height HA is over here. So this is HA. All right. Let's see. It's hard to make it perfect. That's the best I can draw for a moment. I will save this picture for next time briefly because we still haven't reached the wave function. I try to say something about the theoretic EDM, how to do the measure, but we still haven't reached that bit. This one is a little bit complicated, but it's worthy to learn this bit as well. There is no point to rush and learn a lot, but you can't use all of them, so there is no point. Yeah, and better let you learn something you really know how to use it, and you can use it. Probably it's better. Let me save it for the next time. So and I can also take picture for this one. So you already do the color already. Okay, so okay, that's it. So what's the homework? We need homework, otherwise he can't progress at all. Homework is easy. Homework is easy because we spend a lot of time on this one, so it's better to connect to homework this one. So based on what we told you, you make up some numbers. So you make up all the measurement, angles, all this be make up by yourself. Don't use my data last time I gave it to you because that one is too simple. That one is not based on measurement. It's based on, for easy to do the calculation. It's impractical. Practical one you need to make up some decimal points. This kind of thing. So make the angle look more practical one. Make x like a practical one. If that is not practical, make it much more practical. And the horizontal distance, better to have like, for example, like 50 meters or something. Don't make it too small, like 1 meters or something. It's impractical. Why do you want to measure something within 1 meter? Normally, you don't need it. You measure something like 100 meters long or something. In this case, in machine, you don't need a machine to measure something 1 meter. You can simply use a ruler or use a tape. There is no point to use a tachometer. So once you choose tachometer, if this so you have to properly design your question on your angles and also on the information. But there is one problem. You still need to find out C, D, and E. But I doubt how many of you can really find out C, D, and E. So in this case, you don't really find out C, D, and E. You just assume them, and then assume the value you get is a C, and assume the value. But you have to write down the formula. You write down formula, but you don't solve it. You just write down formula or get a C, D, and E. So you have to write down according to the law of sines and the law of cosines and all this kind of thing. And you write down the one I gave to you, and then say, okay, according to if I run programming, I can find out C, assume C is the value I find out, D is the value. You can do this assumption, no, it's no problem. Of course, the better one is you really find out C, D, E, that will be even better. I'll give you higher score, that will be even better. Optimal one is you can really find out. If you really don't know how to solve it, just write down the formula and assume you already know how to write program, and you find out the solution is C, the solution is D, and solution E. And based on this one to find out H, B, and D. So for this picture, suppose you use this one. And this picture, first picture, second picture. Not probably I shouldn't call picture because it's a real one, the real situation. You do the measurement, real situation. In this one, you bring stuff only, leveling stuff. In this case, you bring leveling stuff and also you bring the subtense bar. You bring 2 tools together with your tachometer is 3 tools and 2 people to do the kind of thing. And so measure D and measure HB. Measure D and measure HB for first scenario, second scenario, and third scenario. In total, there are 3 scenarios. Okay, so let me repeat the question in case since you already recall all the video, so if you forget the question, please go back to the video. If you ask me, I pretty much forget the question. I told you once I assign a question, I forget the question. I can only read from your homework. Okay, so question. Suppose this is the machine set up just like this form. You bring only the leveling stuff and you measure the way like this one. And of course, you have to make up the angle by yourself. So you treat yourself like this machine and make up some angles by yourself and make up all the information you need. Okay, and then calculate D and HB. Give me D and HB. If you set up your machine like this way, measure like this way, what's D and what's HB. Question 1. Question 2. Suppose now you measure you bring substance bar and also you bring the leveling staff together with your tachymeter. You get you do the measurement, you get some alpha, beta, gamma. Don't use alpha, beta, gamma. Put some real one, like alpha is 11.2 degree or beta is some degree, something. Put a real one. Don't just write down alpha, beta, gamma. I only allowed you to write down CDE because I doubt how many of you can really do the calculation. So I only allowed you to use CDE. Others are all regarding numbers. Okay, so question 2, find out D and HB. Again, if you use your machine approach, measuring things in this approach, what's the D and what's HB? Question 3. Suppose you have your substance bar, and you also put your leveling stuff, and substance bar being tiered like this way, And we already proved you use the same formula, but C, D, and E will be different. So change the name for the C, D, and E. The formula will be different as well. Okay, so again, find out D, and find out HB. Okay, question 3. And as for the last one, we haven't finished yet. So we skip last question. Otherwise, I prefer you to finish all of them at once. But we haven't finished this one, so let's stop here. Okay. I delay you guys a little bit. Because we sometimes it's hard to just cut down somewhere. But I already saved this one, so next time we can start from here. Okay. Any other question regarding today's everything? Any homework or anything? You don't understand anything? That's a good question. It means if you participate every time and you don't understand anything, we got with some sort of responsibility. But occasionally you pop in, then you don't understand that is sensible. So please discuss with people in a group. Make sure you understand, because you are going to use all this technique in your essay very soon. So what do you say? Write down program. What do you mean? I mean, of course, you really know how to do the program. For example, like R. Your program have many. You can use MATLAB. The easiest one, but use MATLAB. But it's a commercial one. You can get. Oh yeah, it's R programming, and also I think Maple. You can use Maple. Many tools and Java, C, but they are not useful. I mean, in particular, Mathematica. Many tools, Mathematica. Anyway, many you can write programming, but I don't know within 1 week whether you can write a proper programming or not. You can treat like a 2 or 3 weeks task. In order to finish this one, you can treat like a 2 or 3 task for your the final essay as well. But for this homework, you can simply just so you need programming. So if you don't know how to write programming, you can skip it. You just treat as a formula, and let's see be the formula you get. You get a C, D, and E. But if you are really interested in tackling this problem, it's better follow the approach I told you guys. And if that is not too difficult, you don't really need programming. You can use a calculator. Because x raised to the power of 3. Why do you need programming? I mean programming means that can automatically do everything. Whenever you change the angle, they can do the calculation for you. But if you just measure once, you don't need programming at all. You don't need programming. So up to you. If you want to write an essay, I tend to for the homework we assume you assume you already indeed, you don't have to assume. You can really do the calculation. I don't see there is a hard point for do the calculation because it's just x raised to a power of x3 something like that. I don't see, but the bit is the hard bit is there is a equation there. So you want to solve the equation that the hard bit. Okay, you just assume CDE because I get it. The hard bit for you to write programming is because there is an equation there. There is a second order equation over there. So you need more than second order, I guess. So you need programming. So if you don't know how to write programming, you can skip it. I just treat as a formula, and let's see be the formula you get, the result you get, and continue from there. Okay, any other question regarding homework, regarding everything? And you can, if you really want to write programming, some part, MATLAB, Maple, Mathematica, I don't know how many programming you've been learning so far, but it's not important. It's not important because I admit it. I admit that equation is takes some time to do the calculation. Takes some time to do the calculation. So if you know the programming is easier. If you don't, just assume the formula you already calculate a final result. But you gotta have something in mind. One day if you need it, you really need to solve it. Because now you don't face this practical problem, so maybe you don't think there is a need to learn it. But one day if you really need it, come back and really learn the programming bit. Okay, any other question? Little about the substance trigonometry. That's good. That's good. So can you write a question and post it to let us under the. I'll let the monitor, your class monitor, do this thing. If you have a problem doing this one, let me know. Otherwise, I let Hafiz do this bit because I have to run other class. So I probably don't have time to do this bit. So I'll let Hafiz do this bit first. Write down the question clearly, and if Hafiz has some problem, let me know, and then I can tell him directly, and then he can write down the program. I'll write down the problem for you guys as well. Okay. Any other problem? All right. If not, let's call it a day because I'm going to have another lecture soon. So let's call it a day, and we should see each other next week. Okay. Do the homework because we are going to finish this course very soon. Don't delay the homework and everything. Otherwise, you might have to come back next year. Okay. Unless you want to really see me, see my face in a real class, then you're more than welcome. Otherwise, don't come back. Okay, bye. I mean, don't come back next year. Come back next week, but don't come back next year. That's what I mean. Bye.